Hi, I'm Romeo Caparasso, and I'm from Tax Accounting Adelaide. Today I'm going to explain how the help debt or trade loan debts, which fund your education in tertiary education or trade situations, fund your education towards your career and how they work in your tax system. So one of the most important things is obviously you are getting a loan fund, which gives you some money and pays the university or trade institution to educate you, which will help you in your career to work in that field. Assuming you, of course, if you don't finish, you still have to pay for it, but that's another little story. So the most important things you need to know when you have one of these, either the help or trade support loan, you need to let your employer know when you'll commence your work, or if you haven't done that yet, you need to immediately do so. Now, what that means is then that your employer will take out extra tax from your pay packet and put that into your tax credit for the year, which ends up on your payment summary. So at the end of the year, you do your tax return, and your payment summary, which is transmitted to the ATO, will be available for you to do your tax return. And you would have earned your gross amount, and you would have had some tax taken out of that. Then, when you do your tax return, depending on your level of income, there'll actually be an amount levied on your tax return to repay your help debt or your trade debt. So that depends on the level of your income. Pretty much just starts at about over 55,000. So commonly, a lot of people may get a big refund if they have a help debt, but their income's below the 55 because they've had extra tax taken out during the year. But when you do your tax return, there's actually no help debt repayment, and it comes back in the form of the extra refund when you're too much. When you are over 55,000 as in income, and then in fact it goes by adjusted taxable income, then you actually have to repay some head debt, help debt, some still referred to often as HEX debt. And that is then levied onto your notice of assessment. So let's say you had a $60,000 debt, it might say you have to pay $6,000, then that comes out of your tax refund, and hopefully the tax that you've paid extra during the year is enough to pay this, and you'll find out your tax estimate and eventually get your notice assessment, and it'll all be done and then. So to recap that, let your employer know that you have the HEX debt or trade debt. During the year, you'll pay extra tax at your take-home pay. And then when you do your actual tax return, the notice of assessment will calculate the actual amount you need to repay the HEX debt or trade debt, and that will occur. And that's all you need to do. Obviously, sometimes when you have repaid your HEX or trade debt, you can then let your employer know that you've paid it off, and that's a fist pump moment for you because your take-home pay is going to be up for the rest of your life. That's an important thing to know. And yeah, you can also do. There's a lot of my clients in my experience at the moment talking about how expensive the help debt loan is, and that it's almost up there with your home loan rates. So if you want to make voluntary repayments, that is available, obviously, because there's the annual indexation of your help debt amounts, which means it's going up all the time. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Hopefully that explains it. I think it's quite commonly misunderstood that basically you are just putting aside the extra tax paid during the year for it, and it actually gets levied and calculated at the tax return time. And hopefully that helps you explain it better. My name's Romeo Caparasso from Tax Accounting Adelaide. We're doing individual tax returns and happy to help you with your help debt repayments on your tax return. Thank you. Bye.